What's up, Internet Land? Zachmus Prime, aka Zachmus Prime, here with another Transformers video review. And today the figure we're reviewing is known simply as DK2 Guard. I'm not sure if DK maybe stands for Diaclone? I don't know. I have no idea. But this is basically the Earthrise Ironhide mold in Diaclone colors. So black and red, and those of you who know me well at all know how I feel about black and red, so I'll be reviewing this and then I'll be throwing this on my black repaint shelf. I have a whole shelf of just black repaints. But yeah, it's so of course they came out with the Siege Ironhide, and that was widely available. In fact, it was clogging the shelves in some places. And then they're like, yeah, we're going to release an Earthrise Ironhide, and it's gonna be super limited, and like only a few people are gonna be able to get it. And sure enough, basically nobody was able to get it. And so, yeah, later they released this mold. This is probably the cheapest way that you're going to be able to get your hands on this mold, since the ratchet is basically impossible to find and the Ironhide is real expensive. There's a Studio Series Ironhide that's coming out really soon as of the time of this recording, so maybe that's everybody's big chance. But yeah, let's take a look at this figure. First, let's take a look at his accessories. He comes with a little pistol, molded in black plastic with painted mostly in silver, and that fits into his fist or any of these peg holes all over him, and it looks all right. Doesn't look anything like anything I remember Ironhide holding, but you know, it's a little pistol. You know, it looks all right. This is the same gun that the Ironhide comes with, and I really wish that the Ironhide would have come with, like, I don't know, like a big gun, or like, you know, distinctive guns or whatnot. But yeah, there's just a whole lot of nothing here, so there's that. And then he also comes with this shield thingamajig, which my only complaint about this is that the peg is so far forward. It is so far forward. It's got this little sliding mechanism on the peg here. So you slide the shield forward. Sorry, I guess you slide the whole shield back. And that puts these little gun barrels out. You can stick this on his forearm, but then he's got like this whole freaking thing just hanging off of it. It would have been cool if it was like more centrally located, like here. There are other pegs. It's just you have to, and granted, I think that this actually looks pretty damn good, but you just have to go through a bunch of extra steps to get there. By which I mean you have to, like, you know, flip out this panel so you can fit it on the peg. I just feel like it would have been, I don't know, better if there was some other accommodations made for that. You can also stick this on his shoulder like a Zaku shield or something like that. I don't know. But there's that. This is an essential part of the transformation of the vehicle. You know, transformation into vehicle mode, so don't lose it. I suppose you can also turn it this way and have the shield with like a spike on the end. That's a thing that happens. But yeah, in terms of taking a brief look down to the figure itself, it has a ball joint, but it's really not. It's not going to look up or down. It's not going to tilt side to side. It will rotate just fine. It is technically a ball joint, I'm pretty sure. I'm in fact almost entirely sure because I can feel it. It gets a little squirrely like a peg wouldn't do. Red paint apps for the face, blue paint apps for the eyes, A little bit of red plastic here. Clear plastic for the chest. Clear plastic actually for a few panels on him, most notably the chest and all of the windows on this little doohickey. So that's fairly nice, though of course there's nothing really inside to look at. Big old empty space in his chest. This is left over from the Siege one. So if you got, you know, you can stick gummy bears in there or something like that. I don't know. Arms come out for just over a full tree pose. There is a transformation joint here, but you're not really going to get much anything out of it. It is a little weird when you're bringing this up, and then if there's weight on it, it's going to slump back down. So when you're posing it and you've got it out like on this shield, you're going to need to like pose it past where you want so that when it sags back down, it comes down to the angle you want. Just something to keep in mind. Arms go all the way around, bicep swivel, single joint elbow for 90 degrees of bend, wrist swivel, waist swivel, universals for the hips, goes forward that much, backwards that much, goes out for 130% of a Van Dam, thigh swivel, single joint knee for 90 degrees of bend, no up and down on the toe, but you get all the ankle rocker you want. You know, most of the panels are fairly well hidden. There's, of course, you know, this panel here that sticks out just a bit on the front. And there's this panel here that just, you know, hides well because it's integrated in with the whole shin and whatnot. But it's not a bad looking Ironhide. I mean, it's not a bad looking Ironhide, though. I feel like they could have done better, and so did they, because that's why they made the Studio Series, which is coming out later this year. Maybe I'll get my hands on that, maybe not. I don't know. To transform this guy, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bring his head, park it in there. You want to disconnect this little bumper thing here, and then this whole assembly is going to go all the way around. Open these panels on the shins. And the arms, what they're basically going to do is you're going to rotate them like this so that this is the outside of the shoulder and this is the outside of the arm. These are going to peg together like so. And then they're just going to kind of park in here. Get this aligned up, throw the bumper back into place. Actually, we can move these panels here forward, which allows us to open these panels up bigger. There are tabs here underneath the knees. There was a this hole here actually pegged onto that, but now there's going to be little divots, and this is all black plastic, so it's hard to see. Little divots here that are going to go onto those pegs. So stick the legs together. And then weasel this around till you kind of find those. And then you plug these together. There are also, let me open this back up real quick. There are also tabs on the side here that's going to fit into slots on the arm. And that will also, actually, that will keep everything together better than these other pegs on his legs, to be perfectly honest. And then these will just snap into place. This guy here is going to stay open like that. You want to take a shield, open these up. You can take his gun at this point and just kind of plug it in there. Make sure that this is retracted. This is extended, retracted. And then this just kind of fits in. These are going to go into the forearm pegs. These are going to go into the shoulder pegs. And you just kind of put it in like so. Make sure these windows are down. Plug this into place. And there you have him in his van mode. And for the most part, I think it's an alright van mode. I think the feet sticking out on the back is just ridiculous. It was ridiculous on the Siege one. It's even more ridiculous now because this part of the van mode looks like a decent van for the most part. That makes this part look even worse. So, it would have been nice if there's some way to like fold the feet away and make it all a little bit more tidy. And I know, they also felt the same way, which is why we're coming out with a new Ironhide mold later this year. The shoulders stick out in this mode. It's not noticeable on the DK2 guard because it's all black. On the original Ironhide mold, and it would all be red like it's supposed to be. Then this was like a dark gray, and that just made that stick out like a sore thumb. On this version, it's not a problem, so I'm not even going to complain about it for here. But that's something to keep in mind if you're looking at the other one. But all in all, as a black and red repaint, it's a pretty decent figure. It does its job well and rolls. So, not sure what else to say. That's my review of the Generation Selects DK2 guard. Thanks everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya.